Hi, my name is Sean Shaler. That's my good friend Jesse Lobbs up there. Welcome back to PokéMalarkey. Jesse, how you doing, buddy?
Bonjour. I am doing
He's doing
well.
French. Oh, well, that
I'm,
was my second guess.
I'm doing well. Très bien.
Is that how you
Very
say
good.
well in French?
Sure.
Awesome.
Maybe. I picked up from my many travels.
I thought you were just going to say, like, I picked up words. That's
I
a.
sometimes do that. I sometimes cut open a dictionary and I just pick up the words as they fall. I'm
Will you
having an
be.
existential night, clearly. So,
Will you be impressed to know that I own a French dictionary? A
no.
physical, tangible. You won't be impressed? Okay, well, I won't tell
No,
you
I
about
am
it then.
kind
It's
of
fine.
impressed. I am kind of impressed.
Thanks.
You
I needed your validation to make my life happy. That's all
you
I
can
really
even
was on.
read.
What's that?
I'm impressed that you can even read,
Oh,
Sean.
I didn't say I could read it. Don't worry about it.
He just looks at the pretty symbols.
It is. Look at all the funny dots over the letters. It's hilarious. What are you guys doing with those dots? I say that every week when I type PokéMalarkey, I get pissed because there's that stupid little tilde over the stupid little E. It's not a tilde, but the thingy over the E. And I hate it because my keyboard
The
doesn't.
accent mark.
Yeah,
It's
the
very
accent.
annoying.
I don't have a 9 key on my keyboard, and so I can't do the Alt shortcut on my keyboard. I have to
Oh,
copy and paste the symbol.
my keyboard is so much prettier than your keyboard.
But my keyboard has this thing, the touchpad thing that makes it silent when I click around during the podcast. That's important. I'm trying to think of the quality that we deliver to our listener that's out there.
That, that's no fun.
Ian, you're welcome for the quality that we deliver. Thanks, Ian slash
Thank you.
Tyler slash previous guests. That's probably our list of
There are
listeners.
plenty of people who listen to us. Quit denigrating them, Sean. There are plenty, whole tins of them. They
Listen,
listen and they love it.
I only know one kind of treatment when it comes to things that I do, and that's self-deprecating treatment. Okay, that's all I know.
It's true.
But hey, today's pretty exciting, at least in my opinion. I have a special episode today, and it is an episode where we are going to review, kind of, Pokemon Sword and Shield for the Nintendo Switch. The official, the legitimate, the only review that you'll ever need, provided you mind or like reviews from people that don't review things very often.
Mind
Review games.
you, we're only 2 years late or something.
It came out in November 15th, 2019, just a handful of days before my birthday. And then
Did it really come out a whole year ago?
it's a year old. So we're only a little late. It's a year old, and I've had it for 4 months ish, and you've had it for 7 or 8,
Almost the whole time.
pretty
Yeah.
much the whole time. Okay. So we're only a little late. So in the 4 months that I had it, yesterday I played it for about 2 hours, and that's how I'm going to build my review. Let's call them first impressions for me. You review,
Yeah.
all first impression.
Mine has first impressions. I have dedicated player.
I am so, for what it's worth, the first impression was good. There, my review is done. Now on to Jesse's review. No, for real though, Jesse, tell me in whatever order you see fit and motivated to do. Let's talk about this game. What do you think of this game?
Well, first off, I love it very, very much. So as you know by now, Sean, that we have a whole new region. This is the Galera region, very heavily inspired by Great Britain for some reason. Everyone here is British and speaks with O's in extra U in their words, like honor. They would spell it Honour or gray, Grey. That's the kind of world this is set in. And so, as you can imagine, everyone is highly distinguished. But you encounter so many new Pokemon, plenty of old favorites, of course. Galar has its own, its own evolutions, its own variety of Pokemon, which makes it such a blast to explore and journey through. And as it's the first Pokemon world where Pokemon region where as you play, um, the developers Pokemon has added new regions, new areas to this region. So not only do you get to play the regular Galar region, you get the Isle of Armor and you get the Crown Tundra. Both have now been unlocked, um, and those are fantastic too. And Sean, you're probably not to either of those places yet.
I am just down the road of the first town because I have progressed so far. But that's exciting. Everything you're telling me so far makes me happy.
So where are you? Are you in Wedgehurst?
Yeah, just past that. Like I just past Wedgehurst. I've got like 23 Pokeballs left, and I'm
Are you
just
in the
catching
wild
every.
area?
What's that?
The wild area?
Not the wild area, just on the path on Route 2.
Oh, you're still on the. Oh,
I
oh.
got I just went to Route 2 to the to somebody's house,
Are
and I
you
don't pay
still
a lot of
grinding?
attention to story in
Is that what
Pokemon
you're
games.
doing? You're still grinding, aren't you? That's
I
why.
love
Around.
grinding in video games. I'm not much of a dancer, but I love grinding in video games because it makes me feel accomplished. That's number one. It makes me feel good. And two, when it's actually time to progress through the story, I like not being challenged at all because I'm very lazy. So you're damn right. I'm catching everything that moves. No, I think I've caught 5 unique Pokemon to this point, and we can talk about functional stuff later, but no, I'm not very far. But for what it's worth, I've loved every second I've played so far.
Well, that's fantastic.
To me,
Who's
what
your
gave the
starter?
Great Britain inspiration away, by the way, was the sheep. There were sheep everywhere, and I thought,
Oh,
that's very British.
like an Irish backcountry.
You're right. I shouldn't say British. That's
What
very.
starter did you pick?
What starter did I pick? I picked the grass monkey dog.
Grookey.
Grookey, thank you. Yes, and he is adorable. He's very me. But I always go grass for the most part, even though I didn't figure he would have leech seed. I usually start grass. I don't know why. I'm not
Mm.
partial to grass.
Well, I picked Sobble, which I held on to up until the moment that I saw a Shelder in the lake. And then I said goodbye, Sobble. And I put Sobble inside of the Pokemon machine, and that is where he has remained.
You served me well, but
I
suck
have
it.
a cloaker now, bitch.
That's
I'm in.
I my actual preference is psychics. As far as starters go, I'd probably like fire best, but in games I usually go grass, except for one exception, Totodile.
Mm.
Maybe my personal favorite water
So,
Pokemon if I had to pick one.
what's your team look like, Sean? Who have you caught so far? Tell us. Tell
Oh,
us.
don't make me name names. Oh my god. I've caught the squirrel. I've caught the red fox looking thing, Nitpick, picnic. What's his
Sure.
name? Help me out. He's a red fox thing.
I know, but I can't remember.
And a squavel. I caught a squavel, so that's the squirrel thing. There's two. And I caught an owl thing, the very basic owl thing. And then I bought the thing that looks kind of like a chompy, angry blue turtle with a little spike on its head. I caught that thing as well. And is that 5? I think I've got 5 in my party. That sounds like 5.
Well, even
I'm
though I
sh-
can't remember the names of any of those, I know exactly the ones you're talking about. And that's just what you get on that route. That's all you have.
That's and you know what? That's fine. It's like a nice, well-rounded, bundle of Route 2 Pokemon. There's a I think Chompy Turtle is my last acquisition. I'm excited to use him because he looks angry.
I have a very lovely, to those of you who've actually played far into the game, I have settled for a while. I was playing the fairy lineup because I thought that was fun, but I went back to my new standard set, which means, of course, I have my Cloyster, which looks amazing, Malamar, which is a dark psychic, evil squid-looking motherfucker,
That sounds like something we could both agree on, really.
Altaria, the beautiful dragon bird, that looks like a cloud. Nidoqueen, what up? Kanto,
Classic.
Vileplume, and Vikavolt, which is like an angry electric beetle.
Interesting. How many? Do you mind if I ask how far into the game you are? Have you beaten the main story or anything?
Oh, I've beaten the main story. I haven't finished the story at Crown Tundra or Isle of Armor because now that this whole entire world is open to me, all I really care about is getting Pokemon. I'm tired of the story.
That's the way that you're supposed to enjoy Pokemon games. Let's be honest.
Catch them all. I'm just doing what I was taught.
And again, I like grinding and I like raising Pokemons, especially when it's new. I said Pokemons. Oh my god, I'm turning into my mom. I like raising Pokemon.
Is Pikachu a Pokemon's?
He's a Pokemons, yeah. What are you doing with the Pokemons there, Sean? I like the Pokemons, and what the hell was I saying now? I forget. Oh, especially when it's new Pokemon that I'm not familiar with. I like seeing what they evolve into, so I'm really excited. My very short first impressions are so good because of the functional improvements that this game makes over previous games. So even in the limited capacity that I've played so far, I'm so hyped for this game, for the shared experience. That's so tremendously huge. Having the Pokeball just mapped to a button, that's huge to me. Having what's the other thing? You get experience even when you catch Pokemon. That's huge to me. There's all these little things that like you should have been doing this the whole time. The shop is in the Pokemon Center. Uh-oh. Jesse, you just went totally quiet. What happened? I can't hear you anymore. Oh, God.
What a bitch.
Oh, there you are. Hey, there we go.
How pleased are you that you don't have to just throw Pokeballs at Pokemon and you can actually fight them again?
It's God's way, honestly. It's the right way. That was the...
I thought you would like that improvement from Let's Go.
It's so much... listen, I'm not playing for like high-end gameplay here. I want to play classic Pokemon in an expensive new package and don't change things unless you're changing them in ways that make my life easier. Like having an experience shared among all Pokemon. That's huge. So like I said, I've been, within 2 hours, I'm already so tied to this game because it's everything I like about Pokemon, but slightly better and smoother and more player friendly than it ever has been in my experience. That's my first impression in a nutshell.
What do you think about Dynamaxing?
I have no idea what Dynamaxing is, other than that I saw the Charizard get really big and scary and angry looking on the TV in the opening part, and so I don't know what it is. All I know is I think that Charizard's gonna eat everybody in that stadium. Explain Dynamaxing to me.
You'll learn.
No, spoil it for me immediately.
I still don't know how I feel about it.
What is it? And can you give me a picture? As you just push a button and it makes Pokemon get steroid?
Somehow Galar has this mysterious energy that allows some Pokemon, well, all Pokemon to Dynamax for a certain period of time, but some Pokemon can stay in that form the entire battle, and they're Gigantamax Pokemon. And I don't know how I feel about it still, because I mostly find it annoying, but it's fun because when the Gigantamax ones actually come out of their Pokeballs, they're shaped differently, or they have things going on that's different than like a normal Pokemon would have. For instance, Snorlax, the Gigantamax Snorlax, like is on its back the whole time and has like a forest growing out of its chest.
What? Is that a chest hair metaphor or
No,
what?
I don't know. It's just amazing.
Like, look, this guy's got a whole unit. That's weird. My gut instinct is that I'm not gonna like that because it's different and scary, and I am stubborn.
Opposed to those things.
That's right. My Digimon only evolved 3 times. Damn it. No, I'm sure it'll be fine. I honestly probably won't care for it either way. It'll be one of those things I never go out of my way for. But I'll see when I get there. That's fine.
Because it's an important part of the story, unfortunately.
Do you want to touch on the story at all? I know that the angle of the story is probably a smidge I mean, Pokemon story is not super important, or at least not super different from previous iterations, but this one kind of is. It's a unique take. Ish. No, you don't seem enthused.
I just don't remember the story very well.
You know what? I don't even know that I know the story because I haven't seen the bad guys. I don't know what Team Plasma / Rocket / whatever. I don't even know what bad guys I'm gonna run into.
Maybe you've seen the bad guys and you don't know it yet.
Maybe I have. What I do know is that I oddly kind of like. I like the rival being my friend, with the exception that I didn't get to name him a hilarious name. But I kind of like the buddy rival story approach. That's kind of cute.
It is kind of nice. I like it. I think it's a nice change.
I like getting the Pokemon from his brother. That's kind of a neat tie-in to like, hey, this guy's got super cool Pokemon. He's bringing you these not so super cool Pokemon. Like, there's little bitty things in it. Like, that's just a teeny bit different. and it hits my brain right. Makes my brain happy. Oh, there's Sobble in the background. Jesse, you can't see it, but right now I've got the gameplay in the background. So I've got a small this week. I've got our big heads are small this week.
My cute little sad water boy.
So we can see the cute little sad water boy and
Who I
the green
abandoned
dog
as soon
monkey.
as I got the opportunity.
You bastard. How could you?
As you know, I have nothing against Sobble. It's just when I walked into the wild area and one of the first Pokemon I saw swimming in one of the ponds was a Shelder, that was game over for me. I said, okay. So as you can imagine, not knowing what Pokemon would be there, because the only Pokemon I had seen, well, I had seen a few, but I had seen the Galarian Weezing, which looks like two British industrialists with gigantic top hat smokestacks.
I know what you're talking about because of memes.
It's amazing, and so I came into this game only wanting to get that, and then when I went to the wild area and just so happened upon a Shelder, it's just providence. I'm just meant to have one. That's the rule. If I play a Pokemon game, I have to have a Cloyster. That's just it.
I can't wait to hear what Tyler has to say about that.
I don't care what you say.
I care or not care. It's usually funny. Tyler, what am I trying to say? Break a leg down in the comments, Tyler. I am excited for the wild area. I know enough about it from you talking previously and from other friends playing the game, what the wild area is and the idea. That's very exciting to me. Sounds like a nice way to get your hand on a nice broader range of Pokemon very early in the game. That's very exciting to me, rather than, hey,
and
you don't get to have your favorite boys until the game's over.
It's determined by the weather, and Pokemon's habitats change based on the prevailing weather, and that's a fun change, which I don't think we've seen anywhere else. Like, a character or two might note, like, yeah, it's windy here, so this Pokemon comes up out of the ground or some weird shit. But like, you never have to, when you try to go hunt for a Pokemon, you never have to pay attention to like the actual changes in weather to go and catch them. So that's fun. I love that.
I think as close as there probably exists would be like night and day.
Yep.
And that's probably, I mean, I could be wrong because I never, like, I played Black and I think I've got Sun back there. And both those I played, but I never got super far because I'd play them and then I'd be like, I want to go play Crystal. And then I'd go back and play Crystal again. Instead, I get like 20 hours and they're like, this isn't Crystal. So I can't speak for sure, but my best guess is that we've seen night and day, but probably nothing akin to weather-based.
This is the best improvement, I really feel like, in terms of...
We could get to it so...
Pokemon habitats, how to catch them, where to catch them. It's the best improvement the series has ever made.
And you can get to it so early, right? Like, we're talking a couple hours in.
Yeah.
To the wild area.
Yeah. However, you immediately start getting, if a Pokemon you go after, if their level is too high, I can't remember if it even lets you fight them, but it definitely doesn't let you catch them.
Oh, well, that's okay. Another functional improvement I thought of: the critical or the effective, ineffective notes on the moves after you use them once. If something is effective or it is not effective, it notes it in the move after you use it against
so helpful.
It is, because my memory is not good and I don't actually know what these Pokemon are. And I'm not, I mean, sacrilegious it might be, but I'm not hardcore enough to like open up a Pokédex and read and be like, oh, this one's this type. And
my only complaint and the only danger about this game, since you're so early in, is that for some reason in this game, they've just decided that any Pokemon can almost learn any type of attack. And I will constantly be surprised to fight, say, a Growlithe that knows Thundershock, or a Starmie that uses some kind of electric or fire attack. Like, just nonsense.
That sounds outrageous and I hate it. Stubborn thing. Go back to the stubborn thing.
It's so crazy. And I can never get used to it, because I know, like, these Pokemon that I've known for, oh God.
Don't say it.
literal decades, playing decades
Oh,
almost.
gross.
Anyway, like I've known them for so long, and I know what like attacks they have. So when one surprises me, I'm like, sure, let's just give Charizard Ice Beam, whatever. I mean, that hasn't happened yet, but I'm just saying, why not at this point?
Spoiler alert, God. The that does bother me, or I can tell that it will bother me because I don't even like it when Pokemon, like when they have more than their specific move type and normal moves. When they get like a third type introduced there in any game, that's been prevalent throughout the series, is that they'll be like, poison and grass or whatever. Even that pisses me off a little sometimes. Like don't make me choose choices,
I knew you
Pokemon.
wouldn't like it.
Um, I've when I've went paper scissors rock, no lizard Spock or anything like that. Okay, just the regular, just the regular. Do you know people who call it Rochambeau like in real life? Do you know those people?
What?
Do you know anybody that calls it Rochambeau in
What?
real life? Paper scissors rock is also sometimes called
Oh, no,
Rochambeau.
no,
Okay.
because I'm actually not French, believe it or not.
If you're a Rochambeau person out there and you listen to this, please explain yourself. I have to know. I have to
Ex-
know.
Explain yourself to Sean.
My this is totally
Answer to
unrelated.
him.
This is totally
Explain why
unrelated,
you're
but
the way you are.
my wife and I have agreed that in any situation where that requires a count, so if it's paper scissors rock, 1 2 3, whatever, we always do 1 2 3 and then go. So it's paper scissors rock and then go. And the reason we do that is because if we ever get kidnapped and we have to hatch a hilarious escape plan, when we do our countdown, we both have to know ahead of time that you throw your first punch on go, not on three. It's on go, so it's 1 2 3 punch to
Very
to
nice.
to break loose. And I think that every couple needs that kind of escape plan
That's
in their
brilliant.
life.
I'm gonna institute that in my relationship.
It's
Thank
it's
you.
it's like an escape route in your house in case there's a fire.
Yeah, just in case.
That's very off topic, and I'm very sorry. Suffice it to say, I despise having too many extra moves and too many unpredictable things because I'm an extremely predictable human.
I've heard that about you.
I think when you say heard that about me, I think it means that you looked at me the first time you saw me and you thought, I know this person. I know what he is.
Yeah, it was. It did not take. Believe it or not, listener, it did not take long for me to figure out who Sean was.
I believe it. Wait, you said listener. Well, the listeners believe it also. I'm very, very simple man. Um, sorry, I'm watching my green dog monkey fight the squavit. I call him a squavel. He's a squavit, and his cheeks
Kind of
looks
the squirrel.
his cheeks look so full. And I will say, you know what? All the Pokemon I've encountered so far, adorable, absolutely precious little guys, and they look. I know I'm not a high end graphics person, so it doesn't bother me that it's just cell shaded cartoony stuff. It's great. It's what I want. Jesse, we're playing Pokemon on a TV. Also, we haven't even said that yet. We're playing it on the Switch. It's on our televisions.
Oh my God.
We haven't even said it. You don't sound like you care at all. You just like
No, you're right. But I guess I haven't. Well, the very first Pokemon games I played with the big ass cartridge that I could take it out of my Game Boy Color and I could put it into
the
my
Super Boy. Yeah, nice.
So
Nice.
I get actually, Sean, I hadn't thought about that. Wow. It's like several it's coming full circle. That's I used to play Pokemon on my TV, but I haven't for so long, and then I guess I just never thought about it.
I mean, I always have in the sense that so I emulate. I have a Game Boy player. I have a Super Boy. Like I've always done these things you're talking about. But like I'm playing right now a Pokemon game that was meant for a television, and bite me, let's go Pikachu and Eevee, because this one is a real Pokemon game. I actually really like Let's Go. Other than the catching mechanisms, I actually highly recommend it. But this feels like a real non-gimmicky Pokemon game meant
Yeah.
for my TV, and that's so exciting. But it also goes places with me. My mind is being boggled as we speak, boggling further. And most importantly, on the Switch thing itself, like I said, I'm not like a graphic or a music guy. The music is Pokemon music. It's not special right? It's Pokemon music and sounds. So a lot of sounds are recycled. The
When it
graphics
gets real intense, though.
the graphics look like Pokemon, but it all just looks right. It looks how I want my Pokemon game to look and sound, and it feels good in my heart. And that's why you play Pokemon games, is for this right in here. Not because you're seeking a challenge or something.
Your heart.
It is just good old fashioned. It's the holiday season, and you're just looking for some classic childhood Christmas, open up the present nostalgia.
You need to hurry up and get to the Crown Tundra so you can experience the Winter Wonderland in Christmas time.
I like the holidays. I don't like cold things, even in video games. Are there parts where I slip and where I slide, Jesse? Does my character
No.
slip and slide?
No.
Okay, that's good.
There are just beautiful, beautiful ice Pokemon everywhere. It really was like Christmas when I first went there because I was like, oh my God. And I got so excited because there were beautiful ice Pokemon immediately all over the place.
I will love them as if they were my own Pokemon, and then I'll ship them into the machine because they make me think of things that are cold, and that's dumb, and I don't want that. I'm just kidding. I frequently keep a dugong handy when I can. Ice type's very handy.
Look at that. That's what I thought.
But I don't like things that make me think of cold. But they're good. The mere fact that there's expansions, I mean, that's awesome. You get a full game, and then you get extra game. That's so exciting. I don't just want to ramble pointlessly. I've probably said as much as I can muster for having played so little, but suffice it to say that my early impressions are extremely excited just based on the fact that it plays like Pokemon always has played, but better. And it looks and sounds like Pokemon has always looked and sounded, but better. And portable. And TV and everything. I love it. I'm sure I'll hate certain facets. I've heard reviews. I understand what people are liking and not liking, and it mimics what you've told me here, but I don't think it's going to impact my large scale feelings.
One thing I really enjoy is the fact that the gym leaders still maintain the normal. We have one type, and that's our thing. That's one of my favorite things about Pokemon is going up against gym leaders they're like reliable, and that this is a grass gym, so bring this Pokemon. This is a dark gym, bring this Pokemon. The fairy gym, bring this Pokemon. It's fantastic. Also, Sean, the fairy gym and the fairy town is one of my favorite fucking places that Pokemon has ever made. It is so fun.
That's fantastic.
I don't think you'll like it.
I total full disclosure, I could not name a single fairy type Pokemon right now if you asked me to, but I'm glad that you enjoy it, and if it's not cold, I'm sure I'll enjoy it as well. Especially
fairy Pokemon that you would be surprised to hear that are fairy Pokemon in this region.
Do you want to hit me with one or two that I might be familiar with?
Ponyta.
No kidding.
Yep. They're
fairy
Pokemon, not fire. Because if you've seen them, instead of like a fire mane, it looks like they have a beautiful cotton candy mane. It's amazing.
Question, and I sincerely don't intend this to be offensive, and I hope it's not. Is there like a rainbow mane? Because it feels like it could be a rainbow mane, and that'd be amazing.
It's not.
Oh.
It's like a purplish green.
It still sounds very pretty. Yes. Awesome. I always like Ponyta and Rapidash because of an episode that we'll get to where Ash has to race on a Ponyta, and the bad guy, the stupid hick in the episode that he's racing against, is on a damn ostrich. The bird one. What the hell is his name? Dodrio. And that episode is one of those that's like hilariously bad. Not bad that we'll hate it.
It's a good episode.
One kid is rolling on a fucking Voltorb in the race. He's running on his Voltorb.
That's fine. That's how Pokemon is.
It's amazing. And Team Rocket's traps are awful. I can't wait till we get to that episode. But I do have a soft spot for Ponyta just because of that episode.
One thing that I wish I had here is I want to ride Pokemon, and I can't do it here.
But
there's never an option.
But there's a bike, right? Like early, even early-ish.
There's a bike early.
Early-ish.
That's what you use for everything except flying. You even use it to surf.
You can fly?
You can fly, but not with the bike. You have to take the taxi service.
Oh. And you don't. It seems like a missed opportunity that the taxi service isn't just a flying Pokemon. That feels like a missed opportunity.
Oh, it is a Pokemon that carries a like, it's a Corviknight, which is a big ass bird. If you haven't seen it yet,
Yeah, not
and
familiar.
it like picks up almost like a hot air balloon basket with its talons and carries it to places.
It's like it's taking you on a picnic, except for that you're the food, and also sounds a little bit
Oh,
horrifying.
if you've seen that bird, it could definitely eat you and not think twice about it.
It sounds a little horrifying. I'm not sure it's a taxi service I'd care to take. Like if you asked me to choose between that and what's another horrifying form of travel, you know what? No, that's actually the scariest form of travel I can think of. I hate boats. I was gonna say boats, but I think I'm alone. I'm in the minority for that one. What's any final thoughts, recommendations? Like if you own a Switch and you don't own this game, on a scale of 10, how much you got to go get this game? What?
Well, if you're listening to this and haven't gotten this game, shame on you because this is the best Pokemon game in years and years.
That's fair. We are a niche podcast, to say the least.
It's so fun. It's so interesting, and of course, it keeps all the things about Pokemon I love, and then the major changes, variety wise, are just with the Pokemon, and there are so many new Pokemon, so many old favorites. Um, I and then in some places you get to be surprised by old legendaries that you haven't seen in a while.
Ooh,
I won't say any more about that.
that's
But
all right. No, that sounds great though.
I have a Suicune. That's all I'll say.
Jesse, we didn't even mention that the damn Pokemon are visible on the map. All these functional things that make it so much better. That's awesome to bring back the old legendaries. Those guys don't get enough love. They kind of make their appearances and then disappear forever.
That's the whole thing. And I mean, the whole thing about the Crown Tundra expansion is that there are Galarian versions of Articuno, Moltres, and Zapdos.
Ooh, that's fantastic.
Which I complained about when I first heard about this because I said, "What? They're legendary. How can you have a different version of this Pokemon? That's not how legendary Pokemon work." But fine, it's fine. I'm not gonna.
You have to reboot. Like this region seems so much set apart and different from any other region, or like there's a bigger jump from Sun and Moon to this region than there's been in terms of like its oddness and its uniqueness. It was unaffected by the Pokemon War, and it evolved and grew and developed differently. Nickit. I see it on the screen now. The Pokemon's called a Nickit. It's a red fox thing. It's a Nickit, not a picnic. Sorry about that.
Nick it. Get it? Like it's stealing things, like a thief.
Don't be sad when I tell you that I actually didn't get that until just now. I'm really sorry. Well, yes, suffice to say, if you're listening to a podcast called PokéMalarkey and you have access to a Nintendo Switch, and this game is going to be on sale for the next month for roughly $40, maybe $45 new, probably somewhere in the realm of 30 to 35 used. I think it's safe to say that if all those conditions are true, then the recommendation's like a 10 out of 10. Like, go get it. I know that sounds like a lot of conditions, but they're pretty reasonable because you're here.
Definitely 10 out of 10.
You're here listening to this, so I
hated Sun and Moon. I hated Sun and Moon so much, and part of it was the way the graphics were different. But then I got Let's Go and was like, okay, I can be sold on this. And then I got this one, and I'm like, okay, fine. I bet if I went back and played Sun and Moon, I'd probably not complain as much about it now.
I love Sun and Moon with a few exceptions. There's a few things that I thought were like easier and more tedious even than Pokemon had ever been. Pokemon's always kind of easy. It's never super challenging. But in Sun and Moon, it felt like it was even easier and more tedious at times. But everything else about Sun and Moon I basically loved. So but this is great. Now I'll never go play Sun and Moon. It's not that I won't go back and play Crystal or Fire Red. But like I don't know what other ones I would ever go play that I wouldn't just play this instead.
Yeah, really. I mean, even I've been trying to play Leaf Green, and that's been a fucking chore because I could play Let's Go or this, and it's a hell of a lot more like functional and effective, and it doesn't make me angry.
I I will always have issues of just wanting to go back and play Crystal and Fire Red and Leaf Green. And I even for
I
whatever reason, I don't know if it just hit me at a certain time in my life, but even Black and White, I always had a real good soft spot for. But functionally, and the fact that it's on the Switch too, as opposed to whatever those other things are, I forget. Like
I think I'm just past it.
I might be
I'm
over it.
surprised at myself.
It's not replacing those games. It just means I'm never gonna play them again ever. Until the next book. Well, and then then maybe the next one comes out and we feel the exact same way about this one. That's fine. That's how most video gamers play video games. Most of them aren't as weird as I am, and keep hordes of old crap on their shelves that they only think about playing.
True.
Yeah. Well, that's our review of Pokemon Shield, and it's a good review, even if limited in my sense. Jesse, I'm glad that you're very experienced and wizened in it. That's what made this possible. No offense to myself. So, you know what? Some offense to myself. But
you should be further along, and every time we have an episode now, I'm going to ask you, where are you?
That's fair. For what it's worth.
Actually, that'll be fun. Sean, for our next episodes, you are required to have made some progress, in each episode, so I can ask you, Sean, where are you at now? And you
I
can
like
tell me.
that. You know what? I would be happy to do that because I'm having a lot of fun. I have to swear that the only reason I didn't play this game until this point is I just have had a tremendous backlog of games. And also I redid my game room and got a new job and all those things. All the excuses are gone. It's cold and there's nothing else to do right now. The only like minor catch I can think of is I recently started playing Borderlands for the first time, and it turns out that I do like first person shooters if they're cel shaded and hilarious looking. But I will play Shield and I will report every week. It'll be a good time.
Yes. What a fun reward for I was going to say our viewers, but I meant our listeners. Well, I guess sometimes.
Viewers. I always call it a podcast. I mean, it's technically a vodcast. I just don't like the word vodcast.
You playing Pokemon Sword live.
That was kind of fun, and Ian hopped on for a little bit. My friend Aaron, so I had like some viewers and people that actually hopped in so high.
And my phone died.
Jesse hopped on long enough to make fun of my name. I don't remember. I think that was what happened. The hero. I am the hero, and I'm literally. It's not ironic. It's coincidence. I'm typing it in on the gameplay right here because the video game looped back to the beginning. It's great. I will report back next week with progress. I promise.
Beautiful.
Willingly. It's not a chore. It's fun.
You're happy to do it.
You're damn right I am. Just like I'm happy to have had this conversation with you, and I'm happy that it's Friday, so I'm going to let you go and me go, and we're going to go to other crazy Friday things. But thank you, Jesse, for being here. Thank you, PokéMalarkey listeners and watchers, however you intake our content. That got real close to being an awkward sentence. We appreciate it. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at PokéMalarkey. And that's all I got to say. Do it.
Give us a review. We love you.
We love you. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Later.